All right, I had this just so you know, I had this episode pretty much done talking about how the injuries to Punk and Seth were going to change the world title picture. That was going to be the topic of this, but after Smackdown Friday, we gotta talk about that. This is review preview. So for those who haven't watched it yet or don't know, Cody was announced ahead of time he was going to decide which title he will fight for, since he is the Rumble winner. And you know, la-di-da, the segment for him comes up, and instead Roman comes out first. And Roman comes out, absolutely just shits all over Seth Rollins' title, which again, to be fair, it does make it look inferior, but it is in retaliation to what Seth said Monday, so it makes sense. But you know, he tells Cody, you know, you can fight for that second place title, you can take a shot at the #1 title, which brings Cody out. And Cody says, you know, Seth made some great points about the title, but he was wrong. It's not the Hollywood title, it's the title Bruno had and all the legends had. And his dad got a taste of for a little bit, and he wants, but really didn't, and he wants that title. And he's like, oh, Roman, I gotta, you know, you say the camera's yours and commentary is yours and the fans are yours and the ring is yours. And for me to finish my story is not just taking the titles, taking everything from you. And then he was like, oh, but not at WrestleMania. And for that, I got, you know, wise counsel over that. And somebody who counts me was somebody who you know really well. And then out of nowhere, The Rock's music hits. And The Rock comes out and hugs Cody and then stares down Roman to end the show. And I guess the rumors are true. We are getting Roman versus The Rock for WrestleMania, the main event. And it looks like Cody may just go ahead and challenge Seth for his title. Aside from the fact that I like The Rock, he's one of my favorites of all time. But I feel like he should, at this point in his career, be nowhere near Mania main event. This makes, aside from that, this makes Cody look like the biggest chump in wrestling history. You won back-to-back, something that hasn't been done since my sister was born 20 whatever years ago. You win back-to-back. You have the opportunity to choose the main event of WrestleMania, guaranteed main event WrestleMania, not just in kayfabe, but in real life, because it is against Roman Reigns, the guy who you main event against last year and came this close, one teeny bit of interference away from winning. That close. You have a shot to do that again, and you give it up for The Rock. Now, again, I'm talking within storyline here. I know backstage politics and all that kind of stuff. The Rock probably muscled his way in now that he's a TKO, which is the parent company of WWE now. He's a board member. I get the politics, but I'm talking strictly in storyline. This doesn't make a lick of sense. Cody, finish your damn story at Mania. Challenge Roman. If you had told me The Rock was coming in to be a special enforcer, referee, host again, that would have been awesome. Cool. Cherry on top. But the fact that he's now the main event of WrestleMania, and the last time he had a full match, he tore his ab or tore something. He tore something. And the fact that there's no way and on earth he has no cardio to go the 20 something minutes it's going to take to be an actual main event, a good decent main event. Oh, Roman is going to carry that match. He's going to have to carry that match. And again, this makes Cody like, so in storyline, Cody heard both champions. It's been recognized that Seth's title is the number 2 title, and he's still gonna go for that instead of the number 1 title, instead of the one that has been held hostage by Roman for, if you want to include the Universal title, 3 years at this point, 3.5 years. It just sucks. I'm not saying Cody's my favorite ever, but clearly he's a top babyface. Clearly he's the guy in the company. He does the pressers, he does the shaking hands and kissing babies. He looks like a politician, dressed like a politician. He is your guy, and this was his crowning moment at Mania to end the weekend, holding a title over a dejected Roman Reigns. You could have done Rock after that. You could have done Rock Roman at SummerSlam, whatever you want to do. You could have done that, but nope. We're doing Rock Roman at Mania. If you can't tell, I'm not happy about it, but I do have a small slither of hope that this is a swerve and that Cody somehow injects himself into that match, making a triple threat. Yes, he'll be looked at as a third guy there, but it doesn't matter. WrestleMania 40 needs to end with Cody holding the WWE title for all this to pay off. The years of Roman holding the title, it needs to end with Cody holding the title. Again, there's a little slither of hope we still get that triple threat, a little, but every day it's dying a little, like me. But that's off the top rope. That's my rant to start the show. Let's get into the week that was. Going over some quick Raw highlights. You know, CM Punk came out, confirmed the worst news for not only him but fans of his. Torn tricep at Mania. He tore his tricep at Rumble. He's out for Mania. And Drew, player hater of the year, McIntyre, came out and said, you know I prayed for that. You know I'm happy that you're hurt, and then proceeded to beat his ass again while injured in the middle of the ring. Again, player hater of the year. If you're on X, go check out Drew McIntyre's account. It's been gold this week. Judgment Day defeated DIY in a tag match to retain. Afterwards, Priest called out R-Truth, which the first hour of Raw was commercial free, which is cool. Priest called out R-Truth and had the rest of Judgment Day beat his ass, so he gets he's officially out of Judgment Day. This happened before Friday, but should still be addressed. Cody comes out right after the Rumble to address his Rumble win. Seth makes his points about how they should fight instead of Cody should go after his title, the Workhorse title, instead of that Hollywood title. Again, this happened before the nonsense that was Friday Night Smackdown. Cody said, think about it. And some lighter news, Andrade signed a contract to Raw, so I know the Hispanic side of Smackdown is loaded right now, so Andrade can be his own person coming out of Raw and do his own thing, which is cool. Gunther defeated Kofi Kingston in a fantastic match. Afterwards, Woods came out to check on Kingston, and the rest of Imperium beat up on New Day. I hope this leads to like a Big E return or something, like a return, because it's obviously it's 2v3, so it requires somebody else coming out. If it was Big E, the roof come off, massive pop, and it'll just be a good story. Because if you don't know, Big E's a wrestler. His neck was hurt at this point, was it 2 years ago at this point, last year, somewhere around there, and there's a chance he may never wrestle again. So again, obviously we want safety first, life first, but if he can wrestle, oh my goodness, that would be fantastic. Bayley came out as well to celebrate her Rumble victory, talk about la-di-da. Rhea came out saying, no, basically you'd be smart not to challenge me. And as she's doing that, Nia Jax comes out and whoops Rhea's ass, and then Nia bullies Bayley into like saying, oh, I'll make my decision Friday. Oh, scared. And then Drew beats Sami Zayn in the main event off a really creative spot. So if you don't know, Sami's finisher is a haluva kick, which is a running big boot into when the opponent's in the corner. Well, as Sami's about to do this, like Drew kind of like ducks does like a natural human reaction to where he's like down and go like that, in which he had his hands up, accidentally hit Sammy in the crotch. Drew took advantage, hit the Claymore for the 1-2-3. So yep, that was Raw. I'm sorry, I'm still just not happy about the way SmackDown freaking ended. Let's go over NXT. Trick Mello Gang, which is Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes, beat the LWO to advance to the finals of the Dusty Classic. Lexis King, the most pushed bland wrestler in the roster, which sucks because I like him. I really do. I'm just fully aware of as of right now, the charismatic vacuum that he is. He beat Ridge Holland with the help of Gallus, so that feud's going somewhere. Dijak and Joey Gacy, I don't know what he goes by now. They were whooping each other's ass all over the arena. Ended with Dijak throwing Gacy into a dumpster. There's a word, which leads to a match for NXT Vengeance Day this weekend, which I'm gonna cover that later. So that was cool. Roxanne Perez and Lyra Valkyria had one final standoff for their upcoming match. So the main thing I want to talk about for NXT, at least this episode, was the ending shot. Pause. It showed Trick and Ilya, which were having a promo off to end the show. They were staring at each other. Mello was off to the side staring at Trick, while Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker were on the ringside staring at them inside, because they came out and tried to attack Trick and Mello before their match for Vengeance Day this Sunday. Yeah, which is again tomorrow if I publish this on Saturday, tonight if I publish this on Sunday, we'll see. Depends how lazy I feel. But I thought that was a cool shot, because the whole build up of the Dusty Classic, the whole build up since Trick won the Iron Survivor has been divided focus. Yes, Mel's like, oh, Trick is an opportunity for you, but don't forget the big picture. You and I can win a Dusty Classic together, and then move on to them tag titles. And the whole time Mel's been saying Ilya's trying to get in your head. Ilya's trying to get in your head when Melo's been getting in his head. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit later for the Vengeance Day preview, which I'll throw in here as well, because your boy ain't making 2 separate videos on that, at least not yet, not until I become like a multi-million-dollar WWE pro wrestling as a whole commentator. Ha 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 ha. Moving on to SmackDown, we had, so even though the ending was crap, it was also a pretty decent episode of SmackDown. And the best part of the night was so Bayley came out to announce her pick, and she was like, oh, family, all that stuff. Oh, what'd be cool, we bring a title to the family. And then Bayley's like, oh yeah, but actually family don't shit talk each other or something like that. Because if you don't know, earlier in the episode, Kairi saying Asuka and the women's champ Io Sky were in the locker room talking Japanese. It was by themselves. They're talking Japanese, and Io ended it with English, like Bayley will get tonight or something like that. I don't know. And it's revealed that as they're walking off, Bayley would just have to be like around the corner hearing that. So Bayley, back to the promo at hand. Bayley came out, spoke some Japanese herself, basically like, I understood you, bitch, and got in Ia's face saying, how could you treat me like this? I started damage control, we started damage control, it was us, until Asuka and Kairi Sane came into it, or Kairi Sane came into it, and as she was going off, Kairi Sane and Asuka started beating her down along with Io, and then Bayley, while she was down, grabbed the metal pipe and started beating on Asuka and Kairi, and almost hit Io, but they did a standoff, and Io left the ring, and that's when Bayley was like, I'll see you at WrestleMania, Io. So our first official confirmed match at Mania is Io versus Bayley. So Logan comes out and talks about he underestimated KO. That was a good match that he won. And then KO comes out saying, good on the ref for catching him with that brass knuckles in the Rumble match. But Logan's basically like, nah, you ain't challenged me again, sucker MC. No. Logan was basically told KO, you're not challenging me again, it's over. And so KO had a scheduled match with Austin Theory. KO wins that, stares Logan down, so it looks like they're gonna run that back, which not the worst option. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate won a Fatal 4-Way tag match. So they won that match. From the graphic, my fiance was talking at the time, so I wasn't paying attention. It looked like they're going to determine another team from Raw, and Dunne and Bate are going to battle that team, and the winner of that will fight Judgment Day for a tag titles Elimination Chamber. Tiffany Stratton officially signed with SmackDown and beat like Mia Yim or Michin or wherever she goes by now. So Tiffany's officially part of SmackDown. Braun Breaker wasn't seen with Nick Aldis holding the SmackDown contract. Adam Pearce told him to listen to Raw's pitch on Monday before making a decision. Jade Cargill was shown talking with Nick Aldis, so I guess we're back on who's going to sign Jade Cargill. Yeah, so that was like, the decent parts of SmackDown. All right, for the future. And as far as the future goes, I have no idea the world title pictures, like how they look now. You have, as of right now, Rock Roman. Yeah. And on the other side, you have Seth, presumably at this moment, Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes for the World Heavyweight title. And it's like, yeah, Cody Roman was predictable, but it was also highly anticipated. It was finally, we had another year of BS from Roman. Finally, we get to a place where Cody's ready to take the title off Roman, usher in a new era, have a champion there every week, all that kind of stuff. Instead, we get Rock Roman, which is, I'm gonna do a Mania prediction video, but I'll just copy and paste this part. I could. Roman's winning that. There's no way in hell of, I don't know his age, however old he is, Rock is holding the top title. And as I say that, I realize that they could go for that, which, please no. But Cody Seth will be Cody Seth 4, and Cody's 3-0 on him. I guess they're going for a best of 7. Cody's looking for a sweep. I don't know. But I hope, again, I hope that Cody makes it a triple threat between Rock and Roman with him. And then this is not the prettiest answer, it's not the most creative answer, it's not probably the most wanted answer, but I honestly want Seth Rollins to face Drew McIntyre again at Mania. I know they fought already, all that kind of stuff, but have Drew win a Elimination Chamber and Perth or wherever that is at to get a shot, and then you have like Seth and Drew at Mania. In the middle of the match, Damian Priest comes out and pulls his own high century on Seth. That would be awesome to me. One, their storyline, Damian be like, I just did what you did, Seth, blah 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 blah. And two, it legitimizes Damian Priest to where, because he was on top of the world like 10 months ago at this point. 9 months ago, somewhere around there. He had a fantastic match with Bad Bunny at Backlash. He won the Money in the Bank. He was on fire. The cash-in should have been successful back at, I think, SummerSlam or at Fastlane, but that's neither here or there. If Priest goes a full year without successfully cashing in, I think that kills all momentum he had. I mean, it's on life support at this point, but an unsuccessful cash-in after waiting a year would kill any momentum built for him. So he needs to cash it successfully. He needs to do it at Mania against it, or in the middle of a Drew versus Seth match. I think that would be the best outcome to salvage this crap hole that we have at the world title scene. But I don't make the rules. I just complain the people who do. But for now, let's go to NXT Vengeance Day. We'll preview that, and I'm gonna let you know what I think about it. So the official card looks like this as of the making of this video. Trick Williams versus Ilya Dragunov for the NXT title. Lyra Valkyria versus Roxanne Perez for the women's title. Trick Williams and Carmella Hayes versus Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin in the Dusty Cup Finals. Oba Femi versus Dragon Lee for a North American title. You have a 6-person mixed tag. You have the Family, which is the NXT Tag Champs with Tony D'Angelo and Channing Stacks Lorenzo with Adriana Rizzo. That's the most Italian sentence I've ever said. Versus OTM Out the Mud, Lucian Price, Bronco Nima with Jada Parker, and you have Joey Gacy or whatever it is. Joe Gacy versus Dijak in a no DQ match. And I'm gonna be honest with you, this card, it's not a bad card by any stretch, but it just, I don't know, there's not much juice to the bottom half of it. It's basically comes down to 2, maybe 3 matches. The women's title, obviously, because Lyra and Roxanne are gonna put on a banger. And then, in my opinion, this card completely is about Trick Williams. The meat of this card is Trick Williams. Pause. So you have the Dusty Classic and you have the NXT title match. Again, that divided focus, will it come into play? Will it not? As Mella said, Ilya's playing it. Ilya's like, I'm just here, bro. I'm ready to fight you. You got Braun and Corbin doing their best to take them down. So with that, I'll talk about how I think that the night's gonna be structured and how I think it's gonna go. I think Braun and Corbin win the Dusty Classic. That's the opening match. I do believe that'll be the opening match. Trick Gang's gonna lose the match, and Mella's gonna be distraught, upset at Trick the whole night. He's like, oh, you weren't focused enough for us to win. Blah 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 blah. I think the Family wins a 6-person tag match because at this point OTM's not a viable challenger, and yeah, but honestly, it can go either way. I don't really care. I think Dijak absolutely destroys Gacy. Like, it may be uncomfortable how bad he beats him up. Gacy can get some offense in just to pump the crowd, but I think Dijak just obliterates him in no DQ. Oba Femi beats Dragon Lee with some. He's gonna do some nefarious to win the match because it looks like Oba's gonna be a heel going forward. And Lyra beats Roxanne. I do think this is Roxanne's send-off, and she goes to the main roster after this, so look for that. And then we have the main event between Trick and Ilya. This is gonna be a good match, but we're gonna get down to the end, and Trick at some point was gonna have Ilya be basically ready to win a title, and Mella is going to cost Trick the title. Mella's gonna come out, either distract him or take him out, let Ilya win. And that's going to kick off the Trick Mella feud that's been teased since about, wow, like September, maybe something like that. And we're finally going to get it, and it's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. I cannot wait. But yeah, Ilya's going to win. Ilya's going to retain his title thanks to Carmelo Hayes. And so there you have it. I have, again, just to recap: Braun and Corbin winning, the Family winning, Dijak winning, Lyra winning, Oba Femi winning, and Ilya winning thanks to Carmelo Hayes. That's my Vengeance Day prediction. I'll talk about that in next week's video. But yeah, that's all I have for this week. Let me know, do you agree with me about the WWE title scene and how Cody looks like a chump and Rock Roman is, although his box office is not great? Or am I just overreacting? Let me know your thoughts. But until then, you can follow me on all socials at itsheartphelt. Go ahead and like and subscribe. It really helps me out. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. I'm Heartfelt. Peace.